Hey, it's Mike Jacob coming to you from Jerusalem with our thought for the week. This week in parsha Shmini, in the parsha, towards the end of the parsha, it discusses which animals are kosher and which are not. It discusses which animals are kosher and which fish, the different signs on the fish, and which birds are kosher. And then it gets into discussing what's not kosher, various animals and different things. And it's describing animals and that are not kosher, birds that are not kosher. And it starts describing things like that crawl on the ground, like different kind of bugs, etc., that are not kosher. And there's one pasuk which it goes down, 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 and finally discusses the lowest form of animal which is not kosher, like a snake or a worm. And it describes that as, it's actually in pasuk Yud Aleph 11, in Parak Yud Aleph, pasuk Mem Beis, pasuk 42. So it's 11:42. And it says, Kol holech al gachon, v'chol holech al arba. It says anything that, and the lowest type of animal which is not kosher is an animal which goes on its stomach, which travels on its stomach. Now, there's something very interesting when you get to this pasuk, and that is the vav. The vav of gachon, which describes this lowly kind of thing of it slithering on the floor, is a big vav. And if you look at many of the Chumashim, it says on the side that this vav, we're in Vayikra right now, so we've had Breishis Shmos, we're in the middle of Vayikra, then there's Bamidbar and Dvarim. This vav of this word is the middle letter of the Torah, meaning that if you take the vav and you count letters all the way to the beginning of Breishis, it'll be the same amount of letters from this vav till the end of the Chumash. So this vav, in describing the lowest form of animal life in the world, this vav is the middle of the Torah. This is the middle letter, the central letter of the Torah. So the question is, couldn't we find a better letter to be the central letter of the entire Torah? What's going on? Why is this vav the central letter of the Torah? So I was thinking as follows, that we would make a kal v'chomer over here. And I think what's going on is like this. Like we said before, the vav is a lowly description of a snake or a worm. And the vav is the most simple letter that one can write. So I think what the Torah is saying is like this, that this vav is something very important. It's very special. It's deep. It's holy. It's a letter in the Holy Torah. And even the letter, even the vav from this lowly creature is something special, and we make note of it. So we make a kal v'chomer and say everything in the Torah certainly is special and holy and something we have to make note of. And that's what we're saying over here, that everyone's Torah study is special. It's central. It's something very, very special. And that's why we pick the vav. Because if this vav is special, then everything is special. And that's, I think, the message that this vav being in the middle of the Torah is telling us. That if this vav is special, everyone's Torah is special. We should never, ever underestimate our own connection to Yiddishkeit, especially our connection to Torah study. Shabbat Shalom, take care.